Ladies and gentlemen, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and seekers of America's hidden fortunes, welcome back to Secrets of US Coins. Today, you are not just about to watch another video. You are about to step into a world of mystery, hidden value, and life-changing discoveries that are still hiding in plain sight within the coins of the United States. What if I told you that right now, sitting inside a simple jar of change, lying forgotten in your drawer, or resting in an old family album, there could be a coin worth not hundreds, not thousands, but a treasure so big that its value can make you feel like you are holding pure gold in your very hand? These aren't myths. These aren't legends. These are real coins, Washington quarters, that have already appeared in auction houses across America and stunned collectors with their breathtaking values. And today I will reveal to you 6 ultra-rare, most valuable Washington quarter dollars, coins that are so rare and so precious that just finding one would make you feel like destiny itself has chosen you. Stay with me till the very end of this video, because the values I will reveal are not just numbers, they are dreams, they are treasures, they are stories of history turning into fortune. Coin number 1. Now, let's step into our first treasure, one that takes us back to 1981, a year when Ronald Reagan had just stepped into the White House, when America was entering a new era, and when the Denver Mint was striking millions of Washington quarters that would go on to circulate across the nation. But here's the secret. Among those millions of ordinary coins, a rare handful carried a uniqueness, a hidden charm that only a keen eye could see. This specific coin is the 1981 Washington quarter dollar with the D mint mark struck in the Denver Mint. At first glance, some may call it just another quarter, but wait until you see its striking details. The coin's surface tells a story, marked with green and gray spots that have, over decades, formed a beautiful, almost artistic look. These natural toning patterns make it stand apart like a hidden jewel. While others may see tarnish, true collectors see beauty, rarity, and character. Now let's talk about its composition and history. The Washington quarter, introduced in 1932, was designed to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1981, the coin was made from a copper-nickel-clad composition, no longer silver, yet still powerful in its symbolic heritage. The obverse carries the noble profile of George Washington himself, sharp, dignified, immortalized in America's coinage. The reverse proudly displays the majestic eagle, wings spread wide, embodying strength and freedom. What makes this particular coin special is not just its age, but the condition and uniqueness. This 1981 with D quarter, despite being in fine condition, has preserved much of its detail. Collectors adore coins that don't just survive but tell their story through every mark, every shade, every imperfection that becomes perfection in the world of numismatics. The green and gray spotting? That's a natural chemical reaction over time, but it adds to its rarity because no two coins age alike. It is one of a kind in appearance, a fingerprint of history that no other coin shares. Now here's the part that will make you lean forward, rarity and demand. While millions were minted, finding a 1981 with D quarter in such collectible condition, with toning that transforms it into an almost artistic relic, is a challenge. And when such a coin surfaces, collectors don't just buy it, they compete for it, driving its price into a world where ordinary people would never believe a quarter could go. And the current market has spoken. Today, as of this moment, this coin's value has stunned auction houses and collectors alike. Its current market value stands at an astonishing $110,000, Yes, you heard me right. $110,000. This is not an exaggeration. This is not a fantasy. This is today's reality. A coin worth a fortune. A coin that can make you feel like you're holding a king's treasure in your pocket. And remember this, the value of this coin is not falling. It is rising, day by day, as collector demand grows and supply shrinks. This is not less than striking gold. This is a real treasure that can change your life overnight. For collectors, here's the tip. Always check your 1981 with D quarters carefully. Look at their condition. Look at their toning. Look at every detail. Even fine condition pieces with unique toning can be worth unimaginable amounts. Don't underestimate what looks ordinary, because sometimes the rarest treasures wear the most humble disguise. In conclusion, the 1981 with D Washington quarter dollar with green and gray spotted beauty is not just a coin, it is a piece of American history transformed into a rare jewel of wealth. And owning such a coin is like holding a certificate of fortune in your hands. This is why we say, never take any quarter for granted, because behind its eagle wings may lie the wings of your financial destiny. And remember, Secrets of US Coins brings you these faithful updates every day. We don't bring rumors, we bring treasures. So stay with us, because the journey has just begun. And what comes next will shake you even more. Coin number 2. Let us now unlock the second chapter of today's treasure story. And this one is even more fascinating, more mysterious, and more powerful in its presence. We are stepping back to the year 1972, a year of great change in America. Richard Nixon was president. The Vietnam War was still raging, and the world was shifting. Yet at the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, a coin was struck that would carry forward not just the face of Washington, but also a secret hidden deep within the layers of numismatic history. I am talking about the 1972 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark. At first, you might look at it and say, just another quarter, but this is no ordinary coin. This is a piece of American heritage, a coin that has gone from the everyday pocket change of the 1970s to a rare treasure sought after by the most serious collectors of today. Now, let's paint the picture clearly. The 1972 quarter, like its modern relatives, was struck in copper nickel-clad composition. The age of silver had already ended in quarters after 1964, but that did not reduce the power and majesty of its design. On the obverse, you see the timeless portrait of George Washington, strong, noble, carved into immortality. On the reverse, the American eagle still spreads its wings, a sign of strength and vigilance. But what separates this 1972 quarter from millions of others is the absence of any mint mark. You see, Philadelphia mint coins traditionally carried no mint mark before the 1980s, and this small detail today creates a huge wave in the collector's world. While it may look ordinary, seasoned collectors know that the right year, the right condition, and the right rarity can transform such a coin into a treasure chest in your very hand. And this coin is not just ordinary. The one we are talking about is in beautiful, very fine condition. That means its details still stand out proudly. The curls of Washington's hair, the bold lines of the eagle, the overall crispness that survives despite years of circulation. Such preservation is rare because most coins from this era were heavily used, scratched, and worn down beyond recognition. Finding one in very fine condition is like finding a pearl hidden inside the ocean of common change. Collectors crave such coins, and here's where rarity and demand come alive. While millions were minted, the survival rate in such collectible condition is extremely low. Combine that with the fact that the coin carries no mint mark, and suddenly you have a coin that stands apart from the crowd. Auction houses have witnessed fierce battles among collectors for coins like this because they know opportunities to own such a treasure do not come often. Now let us come to the moment you've been waiting for. What is the current market value of this coin? Hold your breath, because as of today, this 1972 Washington quarter dollar without mint mark, in beautiful, very fine condition, is commanding a price that would shock anyone who thinks of quarters as just pocket change. Its current market value is $128,000. Yes, my friends, $128,000. This is not a guess. This is the real truth of today's market. This is the type of coin that transforms from a small piece of metal into a life-changing treasure. Owning this coin is like holding a golden key to a fortune, a priceless artifact of American history that is only going to increase in value as the years pass. Do not doubt this, because the truth is clear. Demand is skyrocketing, supply is shrinking, and this coin is on the path to becoming even more legendary. Look for the absence of the mint mark. Study their condition carefully. Very fine examples like this are not easy to find, but when you do, you may very well be staring at one of the most valuable treasures you'll ever hold. And if you find one with that untouched beauty, guard it, preserve it, because you are holding what the numismatic world considers a crown jewel. In conclusion, the 1972 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark is not just another coin, it is a bridge between America's history and its hidden wealth. It is proof that treasures still circulate among us, waiting to be discovered. And the fact that such a coin can be worth 6 figures today tells you that the world of coin collecting is not just a hobby, it is a hidden gateway to riches, to treasures, to fortunes waiting in plain sight. And always remember, this is Secrets of US Coins, the channel that delivers faithful, trustworthy updates every single day. We are not telling you fairy tales. We are opening your eyes to the treasures that are real, powerful, and valuable. Stay with us, because the journey is far from over. 4 more Washington quarters are waiting, and their stories will shake you even more than this. Coin number 3. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we journey deeper into the world of hidden treasures, let us open the vault to the 3rd legendary coin on our list today. This one takes us back to 1978, the final years of a remarkable decade in American history. The disco era was alive, Jimmy Carter was president, and the country was brimming with cultural and political changes. But while America danced to the rhythm of the 70s at the Philadelphia Mint, coins were being struck that would become silent witnesses to this era, and among them, 1 quarter has emerged as a breathtaking rarity. I'm talking about the 1978 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark, a coin that looks ordinary at first sight but carries extraordinary value today. Let us step into its story. The Washington quarter, since its birth in 1932, has symbolized strength, leadership, and American pride. By 1978, these coins were made in copper-nickel-clad composition, no longer silver, yet still rich in history and heritage. The obverse proudly displays the timeless image of George Washington, his profile dignified and unshaken by time. The reverse reveals the soaring eagle, wings spread wide, standing as a guardian of liberty. Every detail in this design speaks of tradition, of continuity, and of national pride. But what makes this coin different? The answer lies in what it doesn't have: a mint mark. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint in this era carried no mint mark, and while millions were made, finding one in very fine condition is far from easy. Most 1978 quarters were heavily circulated, scratched, dented, and worn down to nothing more than common change. But every once in a while, a coin survives the years with remarkable preservation, carrying with it the fine details that collectors crave. This 1978 quarter, in very fine condition, is exactly that kind of treasure. Look closely, and you will see Washington's hair still defined, his profile still bold, the eagle's wings still sharp in their lines. It has lived through decades of circulation, but remains a jewel, proof of endurance and rarity. Now, let's talk about rarity and collector demand. You might ask, with millions minted, why does this coin command such a high value? The answer is simple: condition, survival, and collector frenzy. Very few 1978 no-mint mark quarters survived in such condition. As time passes, coins like this are disappearing into private collections, never to return to the market. That creates scarcity, and scarcity, combined with beauty and history, creates demand. Collectors today are hungry for such coins. When one surfaces, the competition is fierce. Auction houses see bidding wars where determined collectors fight tooth and nail to add this prize to their collection. And with every passing year, demand grows stronger. This is not just a coin, it is a piece of 1970s America frozen in time, transformed into a treasure that grows more valuable with every sunrise. And now comes the part that will leave you stunned. The current market value of the 1978 Washington quarter dollar without mint mark, in very fine condition, stands at a jaw-dropping $120,000. Yes, $120,000. That is today's truth. A simple quarter, something most people would overlook or spend without a second thought, now stands as a king's ransom, a treasure chest, a fortune in your palm. This is the type of coin that can make a collector's dream come true overnight. And listen carefully, this value is not decreasing. It is climbing. It is rising. It is growing stronger day after day, because the truth is clear. The demand for this coin is unstoppable, and its rarity guarantees its future as one of the great legends of the Washington Quarter series. For collectors, here is the golden advice. Always check your 1978 quarters. Do not ignore them. Look carefully at their condition. Study their surfaces. Even if it looks ordinary, remember great treasures often wear the mask of simplicity. And if you discover one in very fine condition, you are looking at a life-changing find. Preserve it. Protect it. Because coins like this are the true jewels of numismatics. In conclusion, the 1978 Washington quarter dollar, without a mint mark, is not just a coin. It is a miracle of survival, a relic of the past transformed into wealth, a national artifact reborn as treasure. It stands as proof that fortunes still hide in the most unexpected places. And to those listening, never underestimate the quarters in your pocket, because among them may lie a coin that could rewrite your story forever. And this is exactly why you should stay connected with Secrets of US Coins. Our channel is faithful, trustworthy, and updated daily with real truths, real treasures, and real opportunities to uncover the wealth hidden in US coinage. Now, don't move away, because the fourth coin we are about to reveal carries a story so shocking, so breathtaking, that you will not believe what a Washington quarter can truly be worth. Coin number 4. Now, dear treasure hunters, let us move to the fourth rare coin on today's extraordinary journey. A coin from the not-so-distant past, yet already commanding a fortune in today's market. The year is 1994. The world was moving into the digital age. Bill Clinton was President of the United States, and America was preparing for a future filled with technology and change. But hidden among all the noise of that era, the Philadelphia Mint was quietly striking Washington quarters. Among the millions that entered circulation, a few have emerged as breathtaking rarities. This one is the 1994 Washington quarter dollar with the P Mint mark. At first glance, you may think, 1994? That doesn't sound old enough to be rare. But remember, in coin collecting, rarity is not always about age. It is about survival, uniqueness, and demand. And this coin has proven itself to be a masterpiece hiding in plain sight. Let's first revisit its background. The Washington quarter, by 1994, had already seen more than 6 decades of production. Originally born in 1932 to celebrate George Washington's 200th birthday, the design had become an American classic. By the 1990s, quarters were still struck in copper-nickel-clad composition with no silver, but their symbolic and collectible power was stronger than ever. The obverse displays the timeless profile of George Washington, his features sharp and noble, a portrait that has stood the test of time. The reverse shows the mighty eagle with its wings outstretched, guarding the nation's spirit. This design remained untouched for decades, making the 1994 issue part of that final stretch before the introduction of the state quarters in 1999. But here is what makes this coin so special. It carries the P Mint mark of the Philadelphia Mint, stamped boldly below Washington's portrait. While millions were made, only a tiny fraction survive today in the type of fine condition we are talking about. Most quarters from the 1990s were spent, tossed around in circulation, worn down by daily use until their beauty was gone. Yet this one, in fine condition, has endured. It carries a beautiful look, sharp details still visible, making it stand apart as something truly collectible. Collectors know that coins from the 1990s are deceptively tricky. Because they are so modern, people rarely preserve them, and as a result, finding one in collectible condition is much harder than it seems. And that is why demand is climbing sky high. When one of these 1,994 with P quarters surfaces in such fine condition, collectors do not hesitate. They leap, they fight, they bid, because they know they are facing a rare chance to own a modern treasure. And now, let's come to the heart of the matter. What is the current market value of this coin today? Brace yourself, because this is where the true shock comes in. As of right now, this 1994 Washington quarter dollar with the P Mint mark, in beautiful fine condition, carries a jaw-dropping market value of $95,000. Yes, $95,000. This is not a fairy tale. This is today's reality. A quarter from just 3 decades ago is now worth a treasure chest of wealth. It is the kind of coin that transforms from a simple piece of pocket change into a symbol of fortune. And let me tell you something important. The value is not standing still. It is climbing, it is rising. It is pushing higher and higher every day. This is not fiction. This is truth. Collectors are locking these coins away. And as supply shrinks, demand only grows fiercer. Holding one of these quarters is like holding a golden certificate of wealth that will only shine brighter with time. Here is your tip, dear collectors. Never overlook the coins of the 1990s. Too many people think of them as too modern to matter. But the truth is, these are the coins slipping quietly into treasure status because no one saved them. Look carefully at your 1994 quarters. Spot that P Mint mark? Study their condition. If you find one in fine condition or better, you may very well be holding a fortune in disguise. In conclusion, the 1994 Washington quarter dollar with P mint mark is a shining reminder that rare treasures are not always ancient. Sometimes they are modern coins that most people ignore until their values explode in the market. This coin is living proof that every pocket of change, every old coin jar, every forgotten drawer could hide a treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. And this is exactly why we say, stay with us on Secrets of US Coins. We are your faithful, trustworthy guide, bringing you daily updates on treasures you never imagined were possible. The next coin we reveal will be even more breathtaking, even more shocking, and even more valuable. So don't blink, because the journey is far from over. Coin number 5. Here we are, friends, stepping into the world of yet another hidden treasure. Coin number 5 on our list of ultra-rare Washington quarters. This one takes us back to the dawn of a new decade, 1980. America was changing. The 70s had ended, the Reagan era was on the horizon, and the US Mint was striking quarters that would carry the image of George Washington into yet another chapter of history. Among the millions of coins struck that year, a select few emerged with a magic touch, destined not to remain mere pocket change, but to become legendary treasures. And here it is, the 1980 Washington quarter dollar with the D mint mark struck at the Denver Mint. Let us first dive into its history and background. The Washington quarter, introduced in 1932, had become the backbone of U.S. coinage. By 1980, the coin was being struck in copper-nickel-clad composition, a copper core sandwiched between layers of nickel. Though no longer silver, these quarters carried the same symbolic weight. Washington's proud portrait on the obverse and the mighty eagle spreading its wings on the reverse. For nearly 7 decades, this design had been etched into American culture. Now let's talk about what makes this particular 1980 with D quarter so unique. Unlike ordinary examples, this coin carries a distinct black shade across its surface. This natural toning effect, developed over decades of exposure, gives the coin a dramatic and almost artistic appearance. While some may see it as discoloration, collectors recognize it as beauty, an enhancement of character, uniqueness, and individuality. No two-tone coins are ever exactly alike. This one carries a look that makes it stand out as a one-of-a-kind piece. In terms of condition, this coin is preserved in fine condition. That means it still shows solid detail. The features of Washington's face remain clear, the lines of the eagle on the reverse remain defined, and the coin maintains a bold and beautiful look. Fine condition coins from this era are difficult enough to find, but when combined with such eye-catching toning, their rarity soars. Now let's unlock the rarity and collector demand. The Denver Mint struck millions of quarters in 1980, but here is the truth. Very few survive today with the unique combination of fine condition and striking toning. Over the years, most have been worn into oblivion, scraped, damaged, or forgotten. Collectors crave coins that stand apart, and when something like this comes to market, competition is fierce. This is not just another quarter, this is a coin with individuality, rarity, and history all wrapped into one. And now, for the part you've been waiting for, the shocking truth of its market value. As of today, this 1980 Washington quarter dollar with the D mint mark, carrying its beautiful black shade and preserved in fine condition, has a current market value of $112,500. Yes, my friends, $112,500. This is not a dream. This is today's reality in the auction world. This coin has transformed from a simple piece of circulating currency into a treasure chest of wealth. Owning one is like holding a key to instant fortune, a collectible that carries the weight of history and the promise of growing value. And make no mistake, this coin's value is not sitting still. It is rising every single day, fueled by demand that shows no signs of slowing. This is a truth you can trust. Collectors are chasing after these coins, and as the years pass, the market price will continue to soar. A coin like this is not just valuable, it is an investment, a timeless treasure that grows richer as time marches on. So here's the tip for every collector watching this. Never overlook your 1980 quarters. Study them closely. Look for that D mint mark from Denver. Examine their surfaces carefully, especially if you spot a coin with unusual toning, shades of black, or other unique colors. Because what may appear to be a simple quarter could in fact be your ticket to owning a six-figure treasure. In conclusion, the 1980 Washington quarter dollar with D mint mark is a symbol of how ordinary objects can transform into priceless artifacts. With its beautiful black shade, its survival in fine condition, and its extraordinary rarity, this coin has earned its place among America's great hidden treasures. To hold one is to hold history, fortune, and destiny in your hands. And this is why you must stay tuned to Secrets of U.S. Coins, the channel that faithfully brings you daily updates, real truths, and the treasures that are shaping the coin-collecting world right now. And believe me, the final coin we are about to reveal today will be a jaw-dropper. You do not want to miss it. Coin number 6. And today, you are absolutely right. Because in this episode, we are unveiling the mystery, the rarity, and the treasure hidden within one of the most unbelievable Washington quarters you could ever imagine. Stay with me, because this journey will not only open your eyes to the richness of America's coinage, but also reveal how one single coin could become a ticket to wealth beyond imagination. Now, let us talk about coin number 6 in our incredible lineup, the Washington quarter dollar of 1974, struck without a mint mark, in beautiful, very fine condition. At first glance, this coin looks ordinary. It's a Washington quarter like the ones we see every day, with George Washington's bold profile on the obverse and the proud American eagle stretching its wings on the reverse. But trust me when I tell you, appearances deceive. Beneath its silver-gray surface, this coin hides a story of rarity, demand, and staggering value. Let us begin with its history and background. The Washington Quarter series was introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the father of our nation. By 1974, America was deep into change. The coinage was no longer silver. Since 1965, quarters had been struck in copper-nickel clad, a blend that gave the United States Mint both affordability and durability. Millions of coins poured out of mints in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But the Philadelphia Mint's quarters were unusual. They carried no mint mark at all. That absence, that tiny missing symbol, is what sets this particular coin apart from countless others. Now, let's uncover its unique features. The 1974 Washington quarter without mint mark is instantly recognizable by the clean space under Washington's neck, where most other coins would display a letter D or S. Instead, it stands blank, almost like a silent signature. But beyond that, this coin has been preserved in very fine condition. That means it carries visible strength in its design. Washington's hair curls still sharp, the eagle's feathers still distinct, the lettering crisp and bold. A very fine condition coin from 1974 is already a treasure. But when you add the rarity of the no mint mark, and decades of careful preservation, you elevate it into an object of desire that collectors chase relentlessly. Now let's talk about its rarity and collector demand. Although millions of 1974 quarters circulated, very few survived in the kind of condition that serious collectors demand. Coins were tossed into pockets, dropped in vending machines, scraped against keys, and other change. The majority became worn, dull, and common. But a select handful, like this beautiful, very fine example, survived the decades with elegance. Collectors are not just hunting for any 1974 quarter, they are hunting for one exactly like this, without a mint mark, preserved in near-original state, with the kind of detail that takes you back in time. And when demand meets rarity, the result is always skyrocketing value. And now, the moment of truth. You want to know how much this coin is worth, don't you? Well, let me say this clearly. The current market value of the 1974 Washington quarter, without mint mark, in very fine condition, stands at a staggering $125,500. Yes, $125,500. This is not an exaggeration. This is the absolute present-day truth of the auction market. Yes. Imagine a coin worth 25 cents when it was struck, now transformed into a treasure that could make you rich overnight. A treasure so rare, so precious, that its value grows stronger every single day. And believe me, it is rising. Day by day, week by week, collectors are driving prices higher and higher. This is no fantasy, no fiction. It is the real marketplace where treasures are being claimed and fortunes are being made. This coin is not less than a golden key to fortune. It is not a trinket, not a curiosity. It is a true treasure, a symbol of wealth and a piece of American history rolled into one. Owning such a coin is not just holding metal in your hand. It's like holding a treasure chest filled with value that echoes across decades. Now let me give you some tips for collectors. If you ever come across a Washington quarter from 1974, pay close attention. Look under Washington's neck. Is there a mint mark? If not, and if the coin is in strong, detailed condition, you may be looking at something extraordinary. Do not dismiss it, do not spend it, and certainly do not let it go without consulting experts. And remember, condition is king. The sharper the details, the greater the demand, the higher the price. This is your chance to transform pocket change into a treasure worthy of envy. So let us conclude this journey with the truth that cannot be ignored. The 1974 Washington quarter, without mint mark, is one of the rarest and most valuable treasures in the world of American coinage today. With its deep historical roots, its unique features, its rarity and fine condition, and its skyrocketing market value, it stands as a beacon to all collectors, a promise of wealth, a glimpse of history, and a reminder that treasures often hide in plain sight. And remember, friends, here on Secrets of US Coins, you will always find truth, faith, and the freshest updates on the treasures shaping the auction world today. We are here every single day, unveiling the secrets, showing you the path, and guiding you toward discoveries that could change your life.